So hey folks, and welcome to another video. And on today's video we're looking at the specs of the new Triumph Thruxton RS. So you may have caught the video before this one. If not, go and check it out. I'll put a link just above here. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, then appreciate a subscribe and a thumbs up. Stick around, stay tuned, and let's talk over the specs of the Triumph Thruxton RS. The engine on this bike is a 1200cc. It's got 105 PS, which is 103 horsepower at 7,500 RPM. It's got 8 more horsepower than the predecessor, which was the Thruxton R. Torque figures on the bike is 112 nanometers, and that's at 4,250 RPM. So bags of torque low down. So Triumph have done a very good job of internals on this engine, and they've managed to reduce the inertia in the engine by 20%. So what that means, it means the bike spins up quicker. So it's a very torquey engine and also very pleasurable to ride. So it also comes with a slip and assist clutch and has a 6-speed gearbox. So as you can see here, we've got 32 spoke aluminium wheels. We have a 120 tyre on the front and a 160 on the back, and the bike comes shod with Metzler RR tyres, so very sticky rubber, and it just complements the handling of this bike with the suspension that we'll come on to next. So on the front we've got Showa big piston forks, fully adjustable. These are 43mm upside down forks, and then on the rear we have the Öhlins twin shocks, again fully adjustable. So these come with black springs this year, whereas the old Thruxton R had the yellow springs. So the RS comes with Brembo M50 monoblock calipers. They're 4-piston, so they're seated on 310mm twin Brembo discs. So on the rear we've got 220mm rear disc and Nissin brakes, and these are a 2-pot brake system on the rear. The brake reservoir is Brembo, and as you can see here, the brake lever and the clutch lever are all fully adjustable. Okay, ergonomics of the bike. So seating position, sloped slightly forward with the clip-ons, not as aggressive as a sport bike like I said in the last video, but you're still canted forward a little bit. So the seat height is 810mm, and it's very comfy for a standard seat. Plenty of padding. The seat is quite thin, as is with the bike itself, with it being like a cafe racer. And the dry weight of this bike comes in at 197 kilograms. Tank size. So the tank on this bike is 14.5 litres. And with that, looking at the fuel gauge, you're probably getting about 135-140 miles to a tank. The engine this year comes with all blacked out engine covers, and like I said before, the torque figure on this engine is pretty good. But just a point to note that the horsepower is up by about 7.8 horsepower on the old R version. As you can see here, we've got what they call fake carburetors. It's fuel injected, and it is also ride-by-wire throttle. It is one of the most connected throttles on any bike that I've ridden, and the previous Bonneville T100 that I rode, and also the Street Twin, had similar connected throttles. So Triumph have really got their act together when it comes to that ride-by-wire throttle. So also, if you were riding this along and you needed a USB socket, Triumph put this as standard underneath the seat. The exhaust pipes are very, very nice. It looks like it's just one piece without a catalytic converter, but what Triumph have done, they've actually located the catalytic converter in between both pipes, just underneath the engine. So it's tucked away. If you were to get this bike, then they do accessories, so you can get a Van Science aftermarket exhaust system, which would make it sound even sweeter than it does stock. Lighting on the bike. So on the front you've got a LED auxiliary light, daytime running light, and you've got a standard bulb in there as well for your headlights. So on the rear, your running light and brake light is all LED, but the indicators come as standard with a traditional 12-volt bulb. So you can get the accessories for this bike. There is 80 accessories in the range. You can have everything from LED indicators, you can get a front nose cone, a cowl on the front of the headlight there, and I'll pop a picture to that just now. You can get 3 different seats. You can get a seat with a removable hump. You can get a comfort seat, and also you can get a pillion seat as well. So that's a flat seat version. So the mirrors on the bike are really effective. I don't see my elbows in them, with them being bar end mirrors. And I quite like the circular mirror that they put on this bike. I think they look really good. Some of the best that I've ever seen. You can buy aftermarket ones, but I think the Triumph ones are really well built. Service intervals on the bike is 10,000 miles. And colours. So for this year, 2021, you can get the gloss black version, which is what we have just here today, or you can get a matte storm grey and silver ice version, and I'll pop a picture of that just on the screen just now. One thing I wish that Triumph had done is kept the old Thruxton R gloss silver. So they used to do a silver version. I'll also pop a picture of that just on the screen just here. And this also, I think they should have kept in the line for 2021. The clocks on this bike have got a chrome surround, and also they've got an LCD display in the center or the lower portion of each clock. I do like this. It gives you lots of information. So you've got 3 riding modes on there, which is road, rain and sport. I do find the throttle connection is a little bit less aggressive in road than sport, but it depends what riding you were doing. If you were taking this on some fast twisties, then pop it in sport, or if you were doing a track day, even on this bike, yes, a track day, with those Metzeler RR tyres and that suspension, it could keep up with the best of them, I'm sure. The fuel cap on the tank is like a Monza style. It has an opening section, and then also underneath, as you can see here, we have a lockable fuel cap as well. So what I find useful here is you can keep it unlocked, just to save you messing about with a key when you get to a petrol station. So the price of the bike, what does it come in at? So the matte colours come in at £13,350, whereas the black that you see just here comes in at £13,000. Now for a modern day classic cafe racer, I think 13 grand is very good, so well done Triumph for pricing this right. So that's the 2021 Triumph Thruxton R. What we've got on the channel coming up is the last and final ride, where I give my ride video on this bike and also the final thoughts. If you like the video and you're not a subscriber, I think 70% of the people that watch the videos are not subscribers, so appreciate it if you can subscribe to the channel. We've got another exciting bike coming up next week, which we're going to test and do the 3 videos on that one as well. So yeah, hit that subscribe button and give us a like. It all helps the channel, and appreciate you tuning in. And yeah, stick around, stay tuned for the next video. Cheers guys.